Hi again. Yesterday I noticed on the videos that I uploaded that I couldn't show you exactly, like I was holding the cups up to you and couldn't actually show you the consistency. It wasn't in view. So sorry about that. So these are the same paints that I had left over. I already had this mixed up because sometimes when I do previous pours I'll keep them in the containers so I can, as I said, use them later. And that's a copper. So I've got this one from yesterday, which is like a really pale. So if you have a look and you can see it's quite runny. It's probably the same consistency as the very first video when I showed mixing with the floating cup. It's that sort of consistency. And this colour here, I just added a bit of black, that was the purple, just to make more of it, thinned it out again to the same consistency, and I've put that down as my base on, these are just canvases. I did previous paintings on them and I didn't like them, they were completely dry, they're from like a year ago. And I just put the base on so that, you know, we were ready to go. So that's just the thin base of this colour here, which is, it's like a purpley charcoal, a base. I really like using that instead of the black because sometimes it's a little bit too stark. Champagne gold from yesterday, got that. So I've got those ready. I've got my blow dryer ready. I don't have my butane torch, I'll quickly grab that. And the copper, which is pre-mixed already, that's quite runny. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to do another Dutch pour. I haven't decided. I'm thinking I might do sort of a cross so that this is going to be like a two-set piece, and I usually make a little stand for them. If anyone's interested, I'm happy to show you the little pictures of the stands that I make myself, that these stand in, because some people don't want to hang pictures all the time and they just want to have them sitting on, you know, buffets and so forth. So I'll just grab my butane quickly. And I'll show you again, the brand of that is Kabat. So it's okay to use the ones from Bunnings. They don't last very long. That's all I found. And the Gasmate ones are the cheaper ones. And also, if you, especially for me in North Queensland, I didn't realise it, but I'd left this outside on a stand where I used to do my resining around the front there, which I still do. And the hornets got in and they built a nest. And I couldn't work out why it stopped working, but we've eventually worked that out. So don't leave your butane torches outside if you've got hornets around. They love to go in there and build nests. So just a little handy tip there. So anyway, I'm gonna run it across. So I'm gonna start with this one. So what I'm trying to do is use up my paints today. So I'm gonna sort of start at the top and come down and around and sort of come over onto this one. Again, some of the gold. Grab some copper. And it depends how much negative space you want. I don't mind negative space, but I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. It's up to you. I'll just, like I said, I'm using up my paints now, just to finish them up because they'll. I sort of want to move on. I want to get some cups done actually, so I'm trying to get some painting. I've got that in the front veranda. I'm actually doing a glass frame beach scene with the back taken out. Again, if anyone's interested, I'm happy to send you a pic of it. I probably will in the group anyway. A bit more copper. So with it, this consistency, I mean, I could easily use a swipe if I wanted to, which I showed you in the first video with the wet paper towels. You could run that across and do a swipe, or you could do a Dutch pour, or you could have had the cup and done like a floating cup. Those three things love this consistency. So I'll just put a bit more of the base colour around to blow back onto, and then blow out the Dutch pour. So because I had to mix a bit more of it, I didn't have quite enough. It's a little bit different colour, so it's got charcoal on the back, and this is a bit more of a, I think it's Harbour Night colour, so it's a bit more of a blue, but it doesn't really matter. It's all gonna, like I said, I don't really stress too much about, I just go with it. That's what art's about, is just go with the flow. And that's probably just enough. So then again, sorry about the noise, but again, I'm going to come up under to blow my paint here. That is thicker, not in consistency, but thicker in you know, as in on the canvas. Blow it over. I'm going to come in from this side and then from that side, hopefully, and do what I do. Always check, like if you've got a blow dryer like this with the 2 speeds, just check it first before. I'll come in, I'll just blow that on. And it doesn't have to completely cover, just enough to, over here onto this one. And you'll see how that, you may not be able to see. So basically what you're doing is, the paint that you've laid down is you're covering it back over. We're going to let it sell a little bit. I'll give it a hit with the butane. Sorry about the noise. Pop any bubbles. Don't do it too much because you'll heat your paint up and then it'll set really quickly and it'll just go glumpy. It's starting to sell up in here. You probably can't see it. I might zoom in to see if you can see that, but it's starting to, underneath the paint that I've covered with, is starting to pop up cells. I like to leave that sit just for a minute or so. I'll try and lift it up to show you very gently and very carefully. So I don't know if you can see in there, there's cells starting to come up. And again, that's just from the consistency and the bit of Floetrol that was in there originally. I haven't added any more Floetrol to any of my paints since the original time that I mixed them. I do really like this little gold, so I might just put a little flick through here. And I do like the copper. And again, you don't want to leave too much paint on the canvas because it will crack. Not that it makes that much difference when you resin over it, because it sometimes just looks like a textural thing, and some people quite like that look. I have sold quite a few where they've done that and I've resined over them, and it does look really nice and cratery, but it's again, completely up to you. So here we go, we're just going to blow it out. So I've got to try to blow some this way and some that way, I think. I might actually start with this bottom one. So I'll come up. So I'm going to come into the side because I don't want to blow this part yet, I want to do this part. Right. I don't mind. A lot of that paint's coming off. That's a good thing, so that I don't have too much left. I'll just hit it again. And you just sit back and watch it for a second, and again assess what you like and what you don't like. You can blow some off. I can see that it's a little bit thick in here. I don't really like this part here, so I'll leave it just sell up a little bit, and then I'll do some mouth blowing here. I'll sort of blow that out there. I don't want to ruin, I've got some lovely cells coming up here, but I'll try to move some in here. Again, hold the neck close in here. And when you're blowing, don't just blow down and just everywhere. Just gentle, just sort of trying to sweep it out. So that's sort of taken a bit more of that weight off. And you can sort of blow in here out a little bit more. It'll pop through some of the colours underneath as well. So see how that brought in more colours? I might try and blow some of that down actually, so I might come in behind the camera and so I probably shouldn't have done that, but I'll just, I might come in and just gently. Like I said yesterday, you don't want to keep going with the blow dryer because you will muddy it. You can come back in and just gently move it a little bit more. Sometimes we don't know when to stop. That's half the problem, but I think we're all guilty of that. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll just have a look at the sides. Yeah, I'll just leave that. And because, and I'll leave these dry, so I'll cover them. I've got the other two that I did yesterday inside under a cover, and they're not quite touch dry, but they're drying. They need another week to dry enough to do any resining. These I'll leave dry. And because it's a smaller canvas, I don't have any dramas resining them. I'll probably support the back with a little bit of cardboard when I resin them, maybe. Depends how lazy I'm feeling. The worst thing that happens is that it pulls in from the side. So once it's dried and I resin it, so I've already got in my head a picture. I'm going to use some of Samantha's Beautiful Sparkles and either line it in, or I might do some foiling, a little bit of foiling on this one. But yeah, I'll do a first coat of resin and it will pull on the sides. It will pull definitely because as the resin dries, you know how it works. I mean, you know all about that. And then I don't stress too much because I just do a thin coat, and then I'll leave that for 24 hours. I'll come back, give it a light sand, give it a really good clean, and then give it a nice flood coat over the top. And always the flood coat, same as with your tumblers, is clear. If I want to add glitter, I'll do it on that first coat, or I'll embellish before I do that first little thin coat. It's probably a good idea to give it a seal with sealant if you do foiling or anything like that on there before you do that first layer of resin. But yeah, to me that's sort of like a natural sort of, I like the copper in that one actually. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you. I was using up my paints and I thought I'll quickly do another one and show you, and again, I apologise that I didn't show the paints properly yesterday, and the butane torch, which I absolutely love, and I just fill it up with Weller gas, I think it is, but I use it for everything. I love my butane. I don't use it on my cups though, I use a heat gun. I find it's too much heat for the tumblers. So there, yeah, hope you enjoy, and have a great rest of the weekend.